welcome to Weekly Reddit. In today's episode of r/ChoosingBeggars, CB ruined a potential friendship with me because they demanded money for what they said was a free lift. This looks like a garage sale. Homeless man gets angry over not getting the entire menu. A free apartment is not acceptable and neither is a cheap one. All of this over fucking vanilla ice cream. CB ruined a potential friendship with me because they demanded money for what they said was a free lift. Knew a guy through mutual friends and he seemed alright, although I was never really invested in him, just saw him as a friend of a friend. Anyway, he seemed to really like me and wanted to start a friendship with me, so he asked me to hang out with him in the city last week. We did so, and went out for drinks and had a pretty fun time, and at close to 11 PM I said to him, "Thanks dude, had a fun time, but I have to go get the train home so I don't miss the last one." He was all like, "No way. I'm having so much fun with you. Stay a while longer." Me, I would love to, but if I don't leave now I will miss the last train home and be stuck, so I literally have to go. CB, well, where do you live? Me, ex-suburb. CB, wow, that is a bit of a way out, but you know what? Don't stress. I will give you a lift home tonight, so don't worry. I said that was nice of him and agreed to stay a while longer, and he gave me a lift home an hour later, and I had a great time and thought he might be a new friend. Until tomorrow when I wake up to this text message. CB, liked hanging out with you yesterday dude. We have to do it again soon. Hey, I just realized that I spent about $10 in petrol driving you home. Can you send it to me through PayPal? Thanks mate. Me, sorry, $10 for what? CB, for the petrol I spent driving you home, lol. Me, you told me the lift was on you in exchange for me agreeing to stay later. You never said anything about me having to pay for it. CB, come on man. You know petrol is expensive, it's just $10, no big deal. Hey. Me, lol, true. No big deal, so let's just forget about it. CB, and we will, as soon as I have the $10. If I had known up front that he would be charging for the lift, I never would have accepted it and I would have left early to get the train. I obviously refused to pay and he said that our friendship was now over. Fine by me, mate. Too long did not read. Someone offered to do me a favor and then the next day I found out they expected $10 for it. When I refused to pay they said our friendship was over. No problem by me. This looks like a garage sale. A few years back, my family got together to clean out and reorganize my parents' garage. This involved basically emptying out the very full and disorganized large garage. We moved everything onto the driveway. As we were about halfway through moving stuff out, a car pulls up and an older woman gets out. We ask if she needs something and she's looking around as she replies, "Oh, I'm just visiting garage sales in the area." "Oh, that's fun," says my sister. "But this isn't a garage sale. We are just organizing." This woman nods, and begins picking up things to look at. She turns my way. "How much for this?" She's holding an old sketchbook of mine from high school. "That's mine and we aren't selling anything," I snap as I rip it from her hands. This woman is completely unfazed. She keeps browsing our stuff for a moment and only looks up when she finds me body blocking her from entering the garage. "Look," I tell her. "This is not a garage sale. We are organizing things. You need to leave. We aren't selling or giving you anything. I'm sorry you're confused." She finally turns around and starts walking away. As she goes, she picks up a random scarf from a box. My sister snatches it from her hand and the woman snaps. "I saw your signs. You just don't want to sell to me. I'll call the police." This looks like a garage sale and all I want to do is buy something. By this point, my sister, Mother, father, husband and I are gathered around her. Her voice has entered frequencies of which dogs are only capable of hearing. Call the cops, I challenge. We will tell them all about the crazy bitch who trespassed after being told to leave and attempted robbery. She stares me down for a moment, then mutters a few curse words my way. Your garage sale is fucking junk anyway, she sneers, turning on her heel and heading to her car. She peeled out from in front of the house, flipping us the bird out her window the entire way. Homeless man gets angry over not getting the entire menu. So I work as a barista in the coffee shop of a grocery store, and we have a small dining area in it. It's not uncommon for homeless people to sit inside when it's raining, like it was today, and as long as we super busy, which is never, we don't enforce the paying customers only at the tables. We just let the people use the bathroom, get out of the rain/heat/whatever and don't ask questions unless they cause a problem. So it was rainy today, and a man came in and sat down at a table. He was clearly homeless. He had a large backpack, looked very unkempt, didn't order anything, etc. He made conversation with one guy who was waiting in line, and the guy offered to buy him a drink and a sandwich or pastry or whatever. So the homeless man goes up to the register and orders 3 drinks and begins listing off 2 or 3 of every single food item on our menu. The guy who offered to pay told me after the homeless man went back to sit down that he'd pay for 2 drinks, 3 sandwiches, and a thing of egg bites, which frankly was extremely generous of him. So the guy who paid left and we finished making his food and drinks and gave them to him. We also gave him the receipt, keep in mind. So the guy opens up the bag and starts immediately complaining that he didn't get everything he asked for. My co-worker showed him the receipt and that he had gotten each item that was paid for, but he wasn't satisfied. He kept saying that it wasn't what he ordered and he wanted the rest of it. Eventually we had to call our store supervisor down to talk to him, and eventually she was able to get it through to him that since everything he ordered wasn't paid for, he wasn't going to get it, unless he was going to pay for it. He stopped complaining to anyone but then sat at his table, not eating or drinking any of what we gave him, and went on and on to himself about I swear I wasn't trying to bum anything off of anyone. For like 30 minutes. Very loudly. He hung around for a long time after that, and although like I said I don't have a problem with people hanging out in the dining area, him being there after everything that had happened was unnerving, and after my shift was up I warned the girls coming in after me, both high schoolers, to just be on the lookout and to call the supervisor if he did anything again. I didn't want to tell him to leave or anything, he wasn't technically doing anything wrong after that, it was just unsettling. A free apartment is not acceptable and neither is a cheap one. I was talking to one of my cousins today about their upcoming kitchen renovations. The entire wall is wet and rotten because the upstairs neighbor had some plumbing issues and a water pipe burst. The landlord offered my cousin free housing for the duration of the renovations as their kitchen would, obviously, be unusable and there would be no water or heating for 2 months. First offer, free 1-bedroom apartments in the same building. Cousin, I refuse to take anything smaller than 2 bedrooms. How would I be able to sleep if the kids had a bedroom and my husband was watching TV in the living room? Me, you and your husband take the bedroom and kids sleep in the living room? Cousin, not that is not acceptable, kids need to have a proper bedroom. Second offer, free 2-bedroom apartments in the building right next to the one they are living in now. Cousin, I refuse to move to a different building. I should be allowed to choose an apartment from this building. Me, well it is like 5 meters away and it has 2 bedrooms. Cousin, unacceptable. How would the kids feel if they had to move to a different building? I refuse to move to a different building. The landlord has to give me 2-bedroom apartment from my building. Third offer, live anywhere you'd like at your own expense. Cousin, no. I want to live in my building. In a 2-bedroom apartment. For free. The landlord can evict someone if they have to, but I want an apartment right here and not some next best thing. I really want to suggest her to keep paying rent normally while living with that rotten wall and getting sick because of the mold. I mean, that sounds so much better than temporarily living in a free apartment that isn't absolutely perfect. Edit. Tried to fix typos. All of this over fucking vanilla ice cream. I'm a cashier at a Canadian grocery chain, specifically the self-serve machine operator, customer service desk. I've worked there for almost 2 years and have seen a lot of bullshit. But an experience this week really stood out to me as some peak choosing beggar behavior. So I'm at my desk late at night, about 8:39, when CB came up to me holding 8 pints, 8, of Haagen-Dazs vanilla ice cream. CB: Hey, so these were on sale over a week ago but you didn't have them, so can I get the sale price now? Me: Hi, we don't do that, so sorry. We used to give out sale rain checks but haven't since the pandemic got real bad last March. CB: But, location to the north, does it? Me: Well, I can't speak for them, but we usually don't. I personally have never seen my manager authorize it before. CB: Aren't you a manager? Me: A 5 feet 5 inches baby-faced 21-year-old, no, I'm not. Let me get the manager in charge. CB: Yeah, do that. So I called the manager in charge, MIC, and she came over. She tried to explain to him that it's against our company policy and she'd have to call our store manager to get approval. CB told her to call him immediately. You know, at almost 9 at night. Mick said she couldn't do that but could hold the ice cream for him and get the store manager to call him tomorrow. But he started kicking up more of a fuss, so Mick relented and told him he could get the sale price right now as a courtesy, but this was a one-time thing. I opened a till, scanned one of the pints, and changed the price to $4.99. CB: Wait, the sale was $3.50. Me: No, sir, it wasn't. CB: Yes, it was. Me: No, it was $4.99. I remember because the Haagen-Dazs and Ben & Jerry's were on sale for the same price and I bought the Ben & Jerry's. CB turns to Mick: It's $3.50. I can go home and get my old receipt to show you. Mick: No, they're right. It was $4.99. CB: I can go get the receipt. Mick: Sir, I put up those sales tags myself. It was $4.99. I don't know why your receipt said that, but I can't change it to $3.50, only $4.99, sorry. CB: Uck, fine. I swear it was $3.50, but whatever. I'll just get 2 then. So we gave him 2 pints for $4.99 and he stomped off grumbling. Mick and I griped about the dude and she promised to tell our store manager about him. Hope he doesn't come back. I just love the entitlement some of these douche nuggets have. P.S. CB also asked Mick if our store could order 50 pints of Haagen-Dazs vanilla bean for him. I'm still wondering WTF one person would do with all that. Use them in a restaurant? Eat lots of pie la mode? Present them as offerings to a Haagen-Dazs god? I seriously don't know.
Don't forget to subscribe so you can stay up with the best content from Reddit.